earlier, but a great call to action, and for a great cause, you can win something cool. So again, supporting the Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary fundraiser. And here is our United States Air Force trivia. Which U.S. Air Force aircraft can fly on the edge of space? The F-22, the MQ-9, the U-2, not just the band, and the CV-22. Which U.S. Air Force aircraft can fly on the edge of space? Which one? What are you saying? You're saying U-2? Me too. Thank you to the United States Air Force for their support of Formula Drift. So, again, call to action here about our Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary fundraiser. As I was saying, shelters in America are overrun in capacity in Southern California, so Matt Field wants to change this. He's raising funds for Hope Ranch in Anza, California for their spay and neuter bus. Why spay and neuter? Because each dog can have 7 to 10 puppies in a litter, right? So with 10 dogs, each dog has a litter. Now you're looking at 100 unplanned puppies, and if they don't get fixed, it's now 1,000 new puppies, and the cycle continues. Since only 10% of all the dogs born will ever find a permanent home, we want to make sure there are no new and unexpected litters abandoned at the shelter. So donate for your chance to win a Matt Field prize pack that he's handpicked for the winner. Drift Cave Matt Field skate deck, team shirt and hat. With your donation, you help to save a life. The biggest donation made through the link in Matt's bio takes home his Irwindale prize pack. Join Matt and don't let the shelter be their last walk. Again, he's auctioning off his Momo gloves. Very cool. So as we are getting prepped.
Charging battery.
And it looks like Taylor's going to call a competition timeout. So, all right, and here is JTP, Justin Pollock. Let's see how gangster he gets. All right, and here, JTP throws it in. He knows his track. He's been here numerous times. Gets tight to the wall. That counter steer. Good job by JTP, Justin Pollock. Oh, he transitions. Let's see that. I want to take a look at that drone. You can obviously see that fender popping off. That second outside zone now dials it in really tight on that front clip and all the way through. Just throws a brick on it. Backfires. Throws some smoke. JTP, Justin Pollock. Doing it for the gram right there. Ending strong. All right, let's take a look again. Going to that second outside zone.
Jared, JTP had a huge wall ride earlier today, and it's amazing that he got his car fixed, but you can see that maybe he's not 100% comfortable in it. A little bit of movement there in outside zone 1. You can see the fender come up as he goes to inside clip number 1 here. Kind of a lack of angle there approaching the clip. Then is on a weird line, goes by the inside clip, not quite the way we'd expect. Came out of outside zone 2 early. Okay through inside clip 1, but you can see the angle isn't quite there. Definitely a couple of mistakes, but you have to wonder if it's due to the damage that was sustained earlier in that wall hit and wall ride in outside zone 2. And you can see here as he transitions, that was, like the car kind of got choked up a little bit, and then he got the car to transition for inside clip number 1. So definitely a situation where the car probably isn't 100%, but he managed to get all the body panels back on and make it look presentable and put a run together.
All right, so all that being said, he is out here. He's putting in some work. Sam's Autoland on the nose. Shout out to the boys, Sam Kaskanian, Dwight Tanaka, and the whole Long Beach crew. JTP and that signature Falcon Tire livery. I don't know if you saw it, but Falcon Tire debuting their NFTs. If you've not seen them, Justin Pollock with an 82. So still a competitive score. So what I was talking about there is the Karuma Cards NFT announced to join forces with Falcon Tire. So make sure to stop by the Falcon Tire booth tomorrow to pick up a limited run of NFT Karuma cards of each of the Falcon drivers, only 50 of each, so be sure to stop by 5:55 sharp. All right, so here is up next Mike Power, that brand new livery. Look at glossy, baby. That Type S S15, look at that, knocks off his back bumper. Does affect the attitude of the car, but I love the aggressiveness. Mike Power, you know, he's won here in Pro Spec, so it'd be a great accolade for him to come out strong. He knows how to get it done. Again, banging that back bumper. He's running the tattoo livery with the chains and the barbed wire, so why not get in the mosh pit, baby, on both banks? Throwing down some heavy metal, backing it in on, you can see minus the lights. He's had a tough week, so throwing it in there, baby.
Yeah, definitely using this outside zone 1 wall as a bit of a barrier to keep him in the track. You can see bumping off the wall multiple times there, a couple of bobbles on angle. It did affect him. Going through inside clip number 1, transitioned a little bit early for outside zone number 2, and you can see another bobble and then a wall tap that causes another bobble. Maybe not as much angle as we'd like to see through inside clip 2, but a good job on angle through outside zone 3. Maybe a couple points off there, or 1 point off on line potentially from the line judge on that outside zone 3 area. I'd like to see him deeper early in outside zone number 2, but definitely got all the way out to that wall with a wall tap that caused the car to bobble a little bit there. So we're gonna have a couple of deductions for line and angle and potentially style as well.
All right, so unfortunately Taylor Hull, he did call a competition timeout to get the car up and running, which is an interesting approach. You know, you get one competition timeout through the entirety of the weekend. That's today and into tomorrow. He chose to use the comp timeout, but now he's unable to make it, so he goes to the bottom 8. So he'll have to rerun and join Kazuya Taguchi, who got into the wall earlier. So incomplete for him, incomplete for Taylor Hull, and Chris Forsberg with that incomplete. So there's already 3 drivers in the not-so-great 8. All right, Mike Power coming back into the pits, awaiting his score.
I don't think Taguchi had a wall hit earlier. I think it was a mechanical problem that happened in outside zone 2, and he wasn't able to make his first run.
No, he hit the wall like big, and his frame rails and all that.
I was misinformed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so Kazuya earlier in practice.
Yeah, I saw the oil and everything. I
Yeah.
didn't realize there was a wall hit after the oil.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I didn't know.
Yep,
Very
it's
good.
okay. Yep, so a 78 there for Mike Power. And you can see, you know, Sansa points in style. You know, 30 points available, so 9. You know, the attitude of the car really getting disrupted. So a big bummer there. So a 78. So Mike Power, who's running for and currently leading Rookie of the Year. Stookie sits in second. He's kind of like that meme, that dude behind the tree going like this. Okay, what's going to happen next? Let's see. All right, Brandon Sorensen, he loves this track. I was talking to his sister, Amanda. She says this is his favorite. He knows how to get down. He's on the sim a lot. Him and his family constantly racing. Amanda, his sister, competes in Pro Spec. Here we go with that United States Air Force. BMW initiates into the bank. See a little tapping of the brakes. But look at that, very settled. Comes out of that bank. Big angle from Sorensen. Oh, look at that nasty snap. Woo, into that second outside zone. Big angle there from Brandon Sorensen. Light it up, man. Well done by the young man that is Brandon Sorensen. Well done, bud. Take a look at the different angles here. We kind of got different shots. Let's take a look.
All right, as Sorensen gets to angle, big flick from him here, and you see he gets to a high degree of angle. Just a little movement in the front wheels right there, but overall, great job on outside zone 1. A little bit of a bobble on the second half as he exits. Great angle through inside clip 1. Goes into outside zone 2 pretty aggressively. Great line through there. Good angle as well as he comes through inside clip number 2. And big angle through outside zone 3. Maybe just slightly off the wall at outside zone 3 there. But stylish run from him. You can see he's being pretty aggressive and really letting the car kind of flow quickly from angle in one direction to another. So big snappy transitions, especially right there going to outside zone number 2. Really nicely done there. Didn't get to the wall right away, but definitely got to the wall through the latter half of outside zone number 2. Through inside clip 2 here to outside zone number 3. Great job from this young driver.
All right, so Brandon Sorensen awaits his score. Getting that bird's eye view. Again, Brandon Sorensen. Throwing it down. Getting birded out like in Singapore, right, Ryan? 87. 87. So, you know, kind of missing some points there as far as line goes. 33 out of 40, 27 out of 30. So, line. There's Ryan Turk. There's Biddies. There's Greg. Yeah, all up and close and personal. Greg Lucelle, spotter for Nick Novak. Oh, come on, Biddies. It's a family show. Pick a winner. Oh, look at that. So this is where those points. So Field is out of grabbing points in qualifying. Again, if Osbo stays up there, he will gain 3 points over Field. That would close the gap from 14 to 11. 11 points would separate 1 and 2. All right, the mulleted one, business up front, party in the rear. That's what he's got to do, is put that rear end up on that wall. Let's see what the Rad Industries Gear Wrench, Toyota Supra, GT Radial Tires got. This is Radical Daniel, a.k.a. Rad Dan. Whoa, buddy, big angle, throws it out there, has to take some out of it, and drops down low, get low, get low. Is that a chaseable run? That's what it comes down to, Ryan, and that's he goes through. I'm pondering. Let's wrap out here. He hits that inside clip and does a good job on the second. Is that scoreable?
I think so, Jared. It looked like he was carrying momentum. He just dropped down low. His tire went over the bottom line, which is the inside line, basically outlining the course. So if you watch his initiation, he gets the big angle. So that'll be the problem right there. As he goes low, he stays on the course, but I think the big problem is going to be the angle that he achieved and the slowdown that occurred there in that point. So that is definitely an on-throttle area. That is an area where you need to maintain momentum, and showing it from the drone really highlights how much he slowed down as the car over-rotated and he was attempting to stay off the wall, and he ended up dropping down pretty significantly. But I think the big problem is going to be that massive decel in outside zone 1 at big angle.
And there it is. It's an incomplete. So that will be an incomplete for Rad Dan Burkett. Jonathan Hurst. Jonathan Hurst will be up next. So there's Rad Dan. He is going to the not-so-great 8, as I said, joining Taylor Hull, Kazuya Taguchi, and Chris Forsberg. All right, this AZ Rags, Cash Racing, BMW, the pride of Paducah. I love saying Paducah. It's just a fun word to say. Say it. Say it with me, Paducah.
Paducah.
There you go.
Pride of Paducah. That's pretty satisfying to say.
I know, right? I told you. Just rolls off the lips. Ready to go to market. Here we go. Pride of Paducah. Jonathan Hurst, the BMW. He got to the wall earlier today in practice, but he's up and running and gunning. Let's see, we got the Hurst. The Hurst is on fire. One of the loudest cars with the shotgun bang. What's up with that thing? I want to know. How do you swing? Goes into that first outside zone, firing off. Listen to this thing. Holy cow. It's not even 4th of July. Into the second outside zone, risking a nice job. Ooh, Hurst gets out of the angle a little bit. Oh my God. Drum roll, please. In that final outside zone, Jonathan Hurst, always entertaining. Just a jovial cat. Oh my gosh. So, not obnoxious, but just
fun.
Rowdy.
Really fun.
Real fun.
Real fun for the whole family.
Yeah, just go ahead. Do you like hearing? But wait, there's more. Let's take a look. How's the line angle and style, Ryan?
More of a straight line approach to initiation here, but you can see car pretty settled through outside zone 1. If you're not distracted by all those flames coming out of the hood, low angle there as he goes from outside zone 1 to inside clip 1, kind of off of inside clip number 1 as well. A bobble there as he enters outside zone number 2 and then gets the car settled through the majority of outside zone 2, but he's got that big bobble entering it. Maybe a point or two off there through outside zone 3 as he wasn't as tight as we'd like to see. But right there through outside zone 1, pretty decent job. Not a lot of movement in those front wheels. Pretty set. Right here is where the angle reduces a little bit as he goes to inside clip number 1. And then bobble there as he enters inside clip number 2. So overall, pretty good run from him, but we're going to definitely see some deductions for those errors through zone number 2 and approaching inside clip number 1.
There we go. We can see that car is taking a licking, but keeps on ticking. AZ Rag, Brian Tooley, Haltech. See all the sponsors there. And Hurst with a 78. A 78. That LS Turbo vehicle. All right, the Enkei wheels go round on Michael S.'s vehicle, the FCP Euro. Bill Stein, Likumali BMW. The former champ, that is Michael Essa. There we go, you can see a little rub in there. Got the throttle sticker on the side, Throttle, official partner of Formula Drift. Check them out, THRODLE, Throttle. And there you go, the Enkei wheels leaving the start line. How are they gonna spin? The GT radials wrapped around him into that big outside zone, initiates, drops down. Ooh, looks like he's struggling to keep it up. What is he fighting right now?
Yeah, that sounds like a mechanical issue where the power wasn't being put down anymore. You can see him, I think he was clutch kicking through outside zone 1, and you can see him kind of like steering down to get the car at angle, and it just wouldn't happen for him, unfortunately.
I mean, we're seeing, Chris and Essa, former champs, Kazuya Taguchi, a previous winner, Taylor Hull has so much momentum, and Dan Burkett, if I can recall, last year had an amazing Irwindale for him. So, unfortunately, just the incompletes, getting some mechanicals, and I think maybe that, touching on it is Odie earlier, talking about how the track is transforming. Temperatures are dropping, a lot of rubber's being laid. I think that's going to be a big factor, not only tonight, but also tomorrow night.
Yeah, the grip levels are different than what they've been used to today. And also, this is the last round of 8 in a season where cars have been beat up pretty badly, and it takes its toll, right? So we're going to see if cars are maybe having a hard time making it through to the end of the 8th round of competition.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's about attrition, and that's where, like I said, a game of inches, close to the wall, but also, getting your mind right, making sure your car's 100%. There you can see not Field, but Essa. See Lorette kind of listening in. All right, so Essa will defect, and he'll go to the the lower 8. Right now, Jeff Jones, that evil AutoWorks Nissan Z, the Prisma Labs Nissan 370Z, added that. And that starts chicane. Ready to make some noise right here in his backyard from Southern California. Dr. Jones. Hey there, Jones. All right, transitioning past that inside clip. Kind of a lift there to let it float into that second outside zone. Now, pours on the smoke and that throttle. So Jeff Jones crossed the finish line, hammering down. Okay. Jeff throws a little added flair like TGI Fridays.
Nice job, Jeff. Outside zone number 1, pretty decent job here. Very little movement in the car. You can see he was a little bit lower entering the zone, but worked his way up very high through the majority of that zone. Decent job through inside clip 1. Decel there in the momentum zone, the decel area pretty well. And then he's a lot of left foot braking through outside zone number 2, but getting the car positioned where he needs it to be. And nice big angle there through outside zone number 3. Yeah, we don't get to see a 360 every day, do we, Jared?
No, we do not. That's the old Sam Hubanette there. The old drift you later, dude. Man, that car, he's a little banged up there too. Hey, there we go. Attaboy. Jeff Jones, he's been out here quite a bit. He's doing a lot of cool events, the Hot Pit Fest, and all these different events going down here at either Irwindale or the Orange Show. So a lot of cool events happening in all the different areas across the country. You know, it's great. Everything's opening back up. Saw Nick Knack, the young kid from
so
from
tall
Lafayette.
now.
I know, I know. Saw Nick Knack's in the building. 84. That's an 84. All right, let's throw it down to Lorette. Lorette, what's up?
Well, we saw Michael Essa with an incomplete. He said that the boost dropped and he has no power. Right now he has the laptop open in his car and looking at data. Michael, what are you finding?
Yeah, same thing. So all the power dropped, the boost cut 100% throttle position, and the engine was just basically running normally aspirated, so probably 300 horsepower. I don't know what's going on, but we got to dig into this data here and see if we can figure out what's causing that. It doesn't look like a mechanical thing. It looks electrical, but we got to figure it out. So,
Michael, thank you. Guys?
Thank you, Lorette. And that's when I appreciate when Lorette wants to. She's in there. She's in the trenches, and you know, Michael's like, let me focus. You know? But that's your job, Lorette. I love it. Thank you. All right, get the nitty gritty. All right, here we go. Daniel Stuckey is in contention for being Rookie of the Year. The M-Spec Performance S chassis. Stuckey sticking it to the wall. Stuckey stuck it into that first inside clip. Quick little transition on the inside clip now to that second outside zone. 1000 in could be a little closer there. The menacing red lights on underneath. Now past the inside clip and then into the final. Nice angle there. So it could have been a little deeper in the second outside zone, but again, I saw Stuckey earlier today. He's just a good vibe, good flow. There we go, taking a look at it again from the overhead, the aerial.
All right, Stuckey getting to angle here. Pretty good job through the beginning. You can see wavering on the angle there. Line not as high as we'd like to see. Works it up by the end. Transitions here, and watch, his transitions very early. He's almost transitioning by the inside clip, so definitely not what we want to see there. It gives a sense of safety to the driver as they're rotating earlier for outside zone 2. The later you rotate for outside zone 2, the scarier it is. Definitely going in there at 75 to 80 miles per hour at a wall. So if you get transitioned earlier, you get yourself settled and get yourself situated before you get into that zone. But we do want to see the car transition later in there after the inside clip. You want to go by the inside clip with the nose of the car, more or less, not the fender as you're transitioning. So he'll get deducted for that for sure. Not the commitment we want to see through that area.
Daniel Stuckey, how we doing, buddy? Look at that. Again, he's in contention for Rookie of the Year. He'd love to gain some ground on Mike Power, depending on where he lands. And we've seen, you know, Prospect Championship go, somebody lose it and somebody from forward jump up. So a 78. So obviously not gaining points, but does get a score. Now keep in mind, he is actually, him and Jonathan Hurst both have a 78. And actually coincidentally, Mike Power has 78. So we do have 5 drivers already in the not so great 8. So right now, he would actually be in the not so great 8. He would be in the bottom 8. But we have a little more than, or a little less than half the field left to run. And here we go with Dean Carnage Carney, the Hyper NFT.io. The metaverse is now on the track, baby. All right, Dean Carnage Carney, that signature Dodge Viper of his. Carnage, big angle from him, now comes into that inside clip. Could have been a larger degree of angle, but no, man, goes into the wall. Wow, how he saved that is beyond me. Minus the tire, drifts past. Wow, that could have been a lot worse.
That looked like a pretty big hit, Jared. We got a tire debeated there. Driver's right.
Travis Reeder, cheers, brother. There you go. You can have an adult beverage now. You're in the show.
All right, you can see Dean Carney getting the car to angle nicely through outside zone number 1, getting high on outside zone 1, dropping off a little bit near the end there, but overall pretty good job through there. Transitioning, I had a bit of a hesitation by inside clip 1, but this is the issue right here. Bobble in the car, hits the wall, straightens up. Unfortunately, that'll be an incomplete for him through that area, and they're going to have some damage to repair on the car. It looked, not sure if there's going to be suspension damage right rear. You can see the tire debeaded, but definitely going to have to reattach the taillight and that whole rear panel and all. So you can see the car kind of understeering a little bit there. It looked like the front end wasn't quite gripping the way that he wanted it to. Bobbled a little bit and then got into the wall. Managed to finish the run, but he did straighten right after the hit right there. You can see it kind of opposite drifted slightly, and then he got back to angle, but it's sort of too little too late in that situation as the car had already straightened up after the hit. So that'll be an incomplete for Dean Carney.
All right, so I'm seeing a post here. All Irwindale tickets are sold out for both Friday and Saturday. So if you didn't get your tickets, hey, guess what? Stay with us here on the live stream today and tomorrow. So again, tickets are sold out. All right, so an incomplete for Dean Carnage Carney. He'll try to strap together that Dodge Viper, and he'll all hands on deck for Carnage and his HyperNFT.io team. Man, look at that. Chewed up that wheel.
Yeah, the wheel is not the prettiest.
That could have been, thanks, a famous man said that. That could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
That could have been a lot worse.
His quick hands kept the rest of the car off the wall.
His quick Irish hands.
Yes.
You want to go? You want to throw hands?
I hear he was quite the hand thrower in his day.
Oh, he was. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, there is that second outside zone. That is a menacing wall when they transition. And, yeah, you could see, man, I just saw the photo. I didn't see it, but Pollock, he hit hard in that second outside zone. You could pull up the photo. Shutter Slayer put it out there. And
he rode the fence. There's rubber on the pole for the fencing around there at about Brian's eye height.
Have you ever seen the video game Rocket League?
No.
He Rocket Leagued it.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, Jared.
It's like a car soccer game. It's pretty dope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Car soccer.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think those two would go together.
Top
Gear did it, but I didn't think they made a video.
No, but like they fly. It's pretty dope. All right, let's go down to Lorette Nickel real quick.
Yeah, so I just wanted to catch up with Mike Power because he said he was having a little bit of a challenging day today, and ultimately you were happy with the ability to put down the qualifying run.
I'm honestly happy I did a lap and didn't die. I hit the wall really hard, like a couple times, but we really didn't have the practice that we wanted today, and that plays a huge role in qualifying, and you don't know the result that you're going to get, so it came down to my spotter telling me just go hard, and that's what I did. I made it out alive. I got scores, and hopefully we're one and done. I really don't feel like doing it again, but I will if I have to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're so glad that you're okay, and right now leading the charge of the rookies, is that on your mind at all?
Yeah, it's definitely on my mind. It's something that I really want for myself, but at the end of the day, I got to focus on Irwindale. I got to focus on this weekend and just how I do, because if I put all my focus into the results here, that could help me get the Rookie of the Year. So I wouldn't say I'm comfortable with the points I have. I still need to work as hard as I can right now.
Mike, thank you so much for your time, guys.
All right, Nick Novak on track right now, that CoroWorks BMW. Big angle there from Nick. We saw him deliver on that first bank. Comes off of that second outside zone, though, unfortunately. Shout out to Tyler and the CoroWorks family. Greg here in the building. And I know Tyler was trying to make it out here. Don't know if he is, but we got you, bro. We got your back, supporting you. Let's take a look here. Let's walk us through it again as we get some insight there from Mike Power. But right now, it's all Nick Novak.
Oh, that was a heck of a transition at inside clip number 1. I want to see that again. You can see he's off the line a little bit there. Could be higher up on the wall. Right there, a little bobble as well. But watch this transition.
Bang.
Unfortunately, it puts him in the wrong spot. You can see not a whole lot of angle there in the front wheels as he gets to the beginning of outside zone 2. Doesn't really fill it at all until the latter portion. and only gets about halfway into it on that second half.
All right, and remember Nick Novak, he lost his roof that one year.
Yeah, that started a whole new rule.
Oh yeah, he raised the roof. All right, there's Dean Carnage Carney, living up to his name. Still smile on his face. All right, so we can see that back left corner. But he slapped the right side, so it might have shifted something. But Simon Olsen, Norwegian drift champ. And that boost race fuel. There's a 78 for good old big dog Nick Novak.
Another 78.
Simon Olsen, so there we are looking at Simon Olsen and his 2JZ powered Toyota Supra. All right, coming up, and again, a Norwegian Drift Cup champion. He's again comes to us from Norway. Him and his family operating that series. And Dean Carnage Carney lost his handbrake on the wall. So goes up, and that's a bummer. But glad he salvaged it. Here we go, Simon Olsen, Boost Race Fuel, Toyota Supra. Initiates into the bank. Come on, don't be scared. Get up there, Olsen. Get up there. Come on, get up. Now transitions past the inside clip. Let's see what kind of snappiness we got here. Tempered approach. That second outside zone. He's throwing down. You can see the attitude of the car. He is squatting. Man, didn't skip leg day. He's squatting for sure. Simon Olsen powers through. Definitely could have been higher. It's intimidating that first initiation and going towards, that wall, this iconic track. Yeah, getting some notes here from Lorette about Dean Carney. We'll get to that in a moment. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, Simon Olsen, as he comes up to initiation, gets the car to angle, but not a lot of angle at the beginning. You see some movement there. He's not really high on the bank. You can still see some movement of the car as he gets through the second half of outside zone 1. Transitions here for inside clip 1. May have transitioned slightly prematurely there. A little bit quick on the transition at inside clip number 1 instead of past it. And then midline through outside zone number 2. Good job through inside clip 2 to outside zone 3. But you can see there, the angle isn't ideal. The line isn't ideal in outside zone 1. Works it up a little bit higher in the second, very much near the end there, but transitions a little bit early at in clip 1. And then you can see here through outside zone number 2. About midway through that box. Inside clip 2, pretty solid, and outside zone 3, pretty nice line through there, and angle as well.
All right, so there they are. Both the ginger beards. Gotta love that. 79 for Simon Olafson. 79. So, unfortunately, Federico Sharifo not able to make it. Shout out to Fedi if you're watching. We'll see you in Long Beach, if not sooner. Maybe see you at the SEMA show. All right, our eyes and ears down on the ground in the pits. Lorette Nickel, what you got cooking?
Well, he told me that he was right on the bank. He pulled the handbrake and had to abort the run. Dean, what happened?
Yeah, we're just after having one of those seasons, unfortunately. But when we got out on the start line, we realized the handbrake was not there. It was taking a couple of humps, actually, to wake it up. And I think we done a pretty good lap up until that point. On the inside bank, I tried the left foot brake just to correct the front of the car. Got a little bit heavy on it, and then I picked up a bit of understeer and didn't have the tool then to get me out of jail. So ended up eating shit in the wall, but we got it fixed up and back out for the bottom 8.
Dean, thank you. Jared Ryan.
Sorry, kids. Sometimes we just get a little expletives there, but just being honest, being candid. And all right, so there you go. Looks like it just had to abort. All right. And Jonathan Castro, Jordo Metaldam. Thank you so much, Lorette Nickel, giving some great insight. And I just love getting those stories. It's all about perspective, and she does a great job. All right, Jordo Metaldam, Jonathan Castro from Dominican Republic. I can see the smile on his face right now. Big angle. That great looking Toyota GR86. Look at the posture of the car. The attitude seems to be really dialed. And when this car came out, you know, they built it for the, like, they thrashed to get it done right before the season began. Papadakis Racing Camp, and a great run there from Castro. Good, smooth, you know, dialed in approach. I think that'll be good. All right. What do we got, Ryan? What do you think?
You see Castro here getting the car to angle for outside zone 1. Good job on line, getting up to the wall. Couple of little bobbles there from him while he's in the zone. Overall, though, good job through that section. Coming by inside clip 1, maybe not the most angle through there. Off on line a little bit as it goes to outside zone 2. Some slight movements in the car, but overall settled inside clip number 2 to outside zone 3. Pretty solid through there as well. So that outside zone 1 area is where you can see some movement in his car. I'd like to see him a little bit more settled through there. And then inside clip 1 is where I think he went a little more towards the side of speed as opposed to angle through there. Like we tell the drivers in the briefing, we're looking for a nice balance of speed and angle through that area. We don't want the drivers running too low of angle with high speed, and we also don't want them running too high of angle with low speed. It's got to be a nice balance of both because this has to transition into a tandem run.
All right, our K&N knockout qualifying continues with Castro with an 82. Way to go. Way to go, doing it for DR. See you in the show tomorrow, Castro. Look at that smile. Such a handsome devil. All right, take a look at our qualifying leaderboard. Freddie sits up top. Masayama sits in second. Look at that. Brandon Sorensen, Field knocked down in fourth. Reader, Charpentier, Bakshis, Hughes, Jones, and Turk. All right. And here we go. You can see Eve Meyer. Eve Meyer in the building. Toyota Gazoo Racing representing Switzerland, hence the Swiss flag in the stands. Got the heat wave flowing. Down to that first outside zone, big angle, he taps that wall. Look at that firing off. Now Drift Cave, Matt Field's team operating this vehicle as well as Masayama. Oh man, coming to that second outside zone. See a little left foot tap, got him nervous a little bit. Puckering up is Eve Meyer. Now into that last outside zone, slides it on in. All right, so Eve looking good.
This is Eve's first time competing here in at Irwindale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he couldn't make it out in 21 because of COVID, or 20 because of COVID, and last year he sold his car before he got here. So
that's right.
Here he is, first time competing. You can see him getting up to outside zone 1, tapping the wall a little bit, but didn't disturb the car too much. Would prefer to see a nice smoother arc through there, but got through there clean overall. Getting into outside zone number 2, not as deep as we'd like to see him through there, and you can see a little bit of movement in the car as well. A little bit lower angle through inside clip number 2 than we'd like as well, but decent job at outside zone number 3.
And they're taking a look inside Eve Meyer's vehicle, getting the cameras on, locked and loaded. Like I said, Drift Cave, which is the Matt Field shop, they operate on this vehicle of Eve Meyer as well as Wataru Masayama. So, and obviously Matt Field's car itself. An 82 for Eve Meyer, that's great. Oh, I'll tell you what, she's got all the dirt, and right now she is with our current points leader, Lorette Nickel. Who do you got down there?
Well, of course, I have Matt Field, and Matt Field, you said you have to respect this track completely, and do you feel like you're doing that?
I'd like to think so, but maybe I'm not quite respecting the other competitors, seeing I've been running into people a lot so far today. But yeah, Irwindale is one of those places where it will bite you, it will hit hard, and you have to push so hard to do a solid lap. That looks epic out here, and that's what we're all searching for, is that epic lap. So it's a fine line to dance.
Yeah, and so with that contact, is that you trying to make a statement to the other drivers?
nothing about statement, just trying to figure it out up here. Trying to see how far you can push, how far that line is, how fast some of these other guys are, and how slow some of these other guys are. So just trying to push now so that when we get into battle, I try to do everything right.
And I also want to publicly thank you for doing so much work for Hope Ranch Animal Sanctuary and trying to raise funds for them. Matt is trying to make sure that shelter dogs do not have their last run, their last walk in the shelter. So Matt, thank you so much for that.
You know, my dog Cooper, she's a rescue. And I know that you have way too many rescues on your plate. And I know that Jared has a rescue himself too. So it just feels good, right? We all want that loving puppy, but it also feels good to know that you're doing something special for this, because when I learned from you that 2 million pets are getting euthanized, I was like, man, that just breaks my heart, because I couldn't even think that our little Cooper going down that route. So we've teamed up with also One Rack, and they're actually a nonprofit, and they're going to be donating dollar for dollar for every donation that gets made there. And I'm actually putting together a sick prize pack, like stuff from Irwindale, gloves, some shoes, some Momo stuff, probably a skateboard, a bunch of stuff, and we're actually going to auction it off live on my Instagram, or not live, but on my Instagram. The highest bidder, that's going to go right to the charity and hopefully rescue some of these animals. And I mean, like, that to me feels like a small amount. That's like easy for me to do, so I can't even imagine what you're going through, taking on all those animals. I wish I could, but maybe not ready yet.
Well, Matt, thank you so much. And what he was referring to is I'm a doggy foster mom, and I have too many dogs in my house, but I appreciate, yeah.
But it's okay.
Matt, thank you so very much. Jared, Ryan?
Thank you so much. Some great insight there and a great call to action. Let's now, speaking of call to action, let's talk about Ryan Little's run here. Ryan keeps it on the bank. So what he does here is he initiates. He starts out strong. You can see him, could be a little higher, but unfortunately drops down. You see him make a quick little correction there, but he works it back up. So Ryan Little, that power stop breaks. Now, oh, look at that. That was really aggressive. Now he transitions into that second outside zone. You can see him just kind of massaging it into that second outside zone. Could be deeper, but I think just, you know, given, doesn't want it incomplete. Keeps it off the wall. Not a safe run, but I think, like I said, just kind of dialing it back, making sure you're getting the show. You can't win in qualifying. You see the front wheels kind of correct, but he does get it back up on the bank. So Ryan Little, the 909, pilot of that power stop brakes, GT Radial S15. Literal puts it down for his town, being from the IE. So a good run there for Literal. And looks like his score quickly comes in, a 75. So again, we got quite a few incompletes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full incompletes. So down on that bottom, I believe that 75 puts him in a precarious position, talking about Ryan Literal. Next up, Alec Robbins. Alec Robbins, the Facetto Nissan 350Z. Coming to us from Minnesota. Actually, I was just out there, Becker, Minnesota. You didn't call me, Alec. It's out there for Nitro Rallycross. Here we go. Initiates into the bank. Choose that right line, and look, he works it up high. You can see that back hatch actually flex. Now into that first inside clip, big angle there. Nice job for Robbins. Liking the way he's driving right now. Good degree of angle. Last outside zone. Again, when Allen came in as a rookie, he just came in with just such a fervor and just such an aggressive style, and I feel like he's kind of harnessing that, and he's really kind of, I think, just getting a little more refined.
Yeah, and you can see he's getting more confident and consistent as well, getting the car to angle nicely, not high on outside zone 1 initially, but gets up to the point where he rubs the wall right at the end of the zone. Nice transition here through inside clip 1, hangs onto the angle nicely through there. Decent transition coming back to outside zone number 2. Gets out to the wall and then leaves the wall. So he kind of peaked and then left again. So it wasn't in deep, got all the way to the wall and then came back out again. So let's watch outside zone 1.
Harnessing that, and he's really kind of, I think, just.
But gets up to the point where he rubs the wall right at the end of the zone. Nice transition here through inside clip 1. Hangs onto the angle nicely through there. Decent transition coming back to outside zone number 2. Gets out to the wall and then leaves the wall. So he kind of peaked and then left again. So it wasn't in deep, got all the way to the wall and then came back out again. So let's watch outside zone 1.
AutoZone Mustang RTR, Spec 5D. Let's see what LZ's got. Again, got a lot of fans here. He's got a signature shirt. I believe Bunkett Jr. Series, watching the captain, boss man. All right, here comes Adam LZ. Let's see what he's got for us. Goes into the bank, initiates. Big angle from LZ. Nice big angle. Could be a little higher. See him tapping that brakes. Look at that. Listen to that exhaust note.
And then left.
Boss man. All right, here comes Adam LZ. Let's see what he's got for us. Boss man. All right, here comes Adam LZ. Let's see what he's got for us. Goes into the bank, initiates. Big angle from LZ. Nice big angle. Could be a little higher. See him tapping that brakes. Look at that. Listen to that exhaust note. Hammering now into that second outside zone. I mean, very consistent. You can hear it all the way through now. Woohoo! There we go. Drags bumper on that last outside zone. Would love to see Adam qualify high. I think that would be a good confidence builder for him. And, coming into this round, sits 30th. His maiden voyage being part of the RTR camp.
Yeah, nice initiation there from LZ. You can see he's running pretty decent angle. Little bobble right there, but I'd like to see him deeper in outside zone 1. Transitions the car here for inside clip 1. Maybe transitions a little early for outside zone 2. We'd like to see him hang on that angle, use the front of the car by inside clip 1. Little bobble there through outside zone number 2. And then I think that's the deepest we've seen anybody in outside zone number 3. Kind of scrape the bumper there on the wall through that zone, which is it's tricky through that area. You got to get yourself lined up early for it, leaving outside zone 2 essentially to get yourself on the right line. So pretty decent job from him here. Not as accurate as we'd like to see though. Not putting the car all the way deep in the wall. Pretty nice little tap on inside clip number 2, but
all right, Adam LZ, that AutoZone Mustang RTR, the signature fade. Let's see if he can find his way into a solid position in head-to-head. 83 and 83 with that vintage Ford Racing hat. Nice job there for Adam LZ.
He's Canadian, is he?
LZ, or it could be Kiwi.
Okay.
But he's not. He's from Connecticut, I believe. Originally. Now Floridian. All right, so there we are, Darren Kelly. Great looking car, the heart of racing, Aston Martin. Speaking of Kiwi, here's a Kiwi. Look at that, we willed it. All right, speaking of will he make it into the show? Darren Kelly. He initiates, drops down, you can see the blue smoke. That's not oil, that's the Type S lights lighting up the smoke. Now past that inside clip, shimmies away that second outside zone. Great looking, unique vehicle. Big angle there, looks a lot more comfortable on that second flatter bank, and then brings it to that final outside.
Mic off. Powering off.
Of racing, a road racing campaign, obviously, and obviously drifting, I should say. Chris Stewart from Grid Life in the building. How we doing? There's who we got? Is that Colette? That's Colette Davis. She's Adam LZ's girlfriend. Cheering him on. But let's walk through Darren Kelly's run.
I think the issue at the beginning of this run for him may have to do with the grip level change that everybody's experienced. It looks like mechanically the car is fine. He just expected it to be not as grippy as it was. So definitely had an issue there through outside zone 1 on line and angle. Got better through the rest of the course, but that's going to definitely hurt his score pretty significantly since outside zone 1 is a pretty important part of the track. That big, huge bank area outside zone 1 where he was lacking angle and line as well.
All right, there's Adam doing his job, filming himself for his fans, letting you know what's going on. The smile on his face kind of says it all. I think he's happy to survive Irwindale, and you can see the RTR team help him out. You can see Chelsea right there and Adam LZ, they're nose-to-nose Ford Mustangs. Right now, the Lone Rotary Renewable Lubricants. Kyle Mohan Racing Mazda Trix RX-8. And there's a 68 for Darren Kelly. So tell you what, Ryan Littoral kind of breathing a sigh of relief, or I don't know just yet, because a 68 is definitely the lowest score right now. So again, a second shot, knockout qualifying. And here is Kyle the Menace Mohan. Looking at the driver's list, and four drivers left. See what Mohan's got for the House of Drift. Look at that, slides on up. Well done by Mohan, big angle. Mohan in this RX-8. Love to see Mohan battling out. Oh, taps the wall, stays in it. Definitely disrupts the attitude of the vehicle, but continues on. Tell you what, nice solid run for Mohan outside of that wall tap in that second outside zone.
Yeah, he was putting down some pretty good runs in practice today, and he's carrying it into qualifying here, but did make that error in outside zone number 2 that's going to cost him for sure. Gets the car to angle pretty well in outside zone number 1. A couple of little bobbles there, but overall pretty good line through that area. Transitions for inside clip. Number 1, you can see he's off the clip a little bit, and then right here as he goes into outside zone 2, loses a significant amount of angle there as he taps the wall, comes off the wall, you know, line-wise as well. Gets through inside clip 2 to outside zone 3 pretty well. But of course the main issue is going to be that outside zone 2 wall hit that caused him to lose angle and kind of get off of the right line at the same time. So pretty great job through outside zone 1 though. You can see that line getting up high. And this is the error right here. So as he transitions, you see him getting into the zone and then tapping the wall there. Didn't go fully straight, but definitely lost a significant amount of angle.
All right, Mohan awaits his score. Four more drivers left, and then we'll re-rack them and stack them. Right now, Kyle the Menace Mohan with that 80, an 8-0. So a great run for him, puts him in a 17th position. Nice job. And let's see what next up. We are seeing Ola Jaeger. Ola Jaeger. And Ola Jaeger, Japan Auto. Another Norwegian driver, the Norsk. Next entire Toyota Supra. Initiates. Solid. You can see him locked and loaded. Great look delivery. I love always sucker for white. Now past that inside clip. Big angle from him. Could have been closer there, kind of comes out of an angle on the transition. Second outside zone. Now past that inside clip, good job by Jaeger. And brings it across the line. Definitely some room for improvement in certain areas, but Shine, I like that final flick in that last outside zone. Look at it again. Break it down, Ryan.
Ula coming up to initiation. Nice flick from him. Outside zone 1, not as deep as you'd like to see. Angle was a little bit lower than pours some on and then pulls it away partway through there. So definitely going to lose some points on angle through that area. And then right there from inside clip 1 to outside zone 2. Big issue on angle through there. You can see that he really pulled the angle back or held it back from letting the car rotate from inside clip 1 to outside zone 2. So that's going to be a deduction on style and on the X Factor side of things and on the angle for actually entering the zone the way he did.
And we are looking at Ola Jaeger's Supra at Mark IV. Got a quick call to action. What are we seeing here? All right, and then Jaeger's score coming in a 75, a 75. So again, knockout qualifying or K&N knockout qualifying will take the lower 8. Obviously that includes the incompletes, which we have 6 of. And then we'll see if our final 3 drivers, including Joao Berillon, Barbarious Drift, Monster Energy driver, the Sheriff. Let's see how this Corvette handles this track. Joao Berillon, he's definitely pumped up on the power. Looks like hey, if you haven't already picked up your official Formula Drift gear, be sure to go to shopfd.com or here in the pits. Pick up your independent round. I know I picked up a sweatshirt for my wife. I got a t-shirt for my youngest. A variety of gear, hats, lanyards, stickers, skateboard decks. Be sure to go to shopfd.com, available at every FD event. Or again, shopfd.com. Let everybody know you're a Formula Drift fan. Wear the gear. Pick it up now. All right, just checking the track. All right, so all right, here we go. Joao Berillon, third to last driver. After this, we got Joshua Love and Trent Beecham. All right, Joao Berillon from Brazil.
Powering on. Charging battery. Mic off. Mic on.
Sheriff comes into town. Pops open that hatch by hitting that wall. Now slams back into that. Whoa, buddy. All right, so unfortunately, Joao, Joao.
Joe, wow.
Wow, baby. So unfortunately, that will be an incomplete for Joao Berillon. Oh man, can you feel the heat down here? I mean, you can feel it up here. Are you feeling it down there, Lorette?
It's nice down here. It's pretty cool, but Darren Kelly, I know, would like to turn the heat up a little bit, but he's experiencing a loss of power. So, Darren, what are you dealing with here?
Yeah, so it's not a problem we've had all this weekend.
It's so loud, guys. We're right next to the burnout box, but they can hear you. The mic will pick it up.
Yeah, it's yeah, not a problem we've had all weekend. It's just as I left the line here, had a little bit of a misfire all the way through turn 1. Had a bit of a misfire, so it was really down on power. Caused me to drop down off the bank and sort of shallow the angle to maintain drift. The rest of the section felt like it was pretty good. Still got a score.
My goodness, Joshua Love in the start. So loud right now. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, so yeah, still got a score. Not sure if we have to run again yet or not, but yeah, we're hoping to get on top of these little issues. But aside from that, the car's been really good this weekend. We had a little mechanical problem in practice. But prior to that, the car felt really good. Was doing some chase runs and felt comfortable. This is a really cool track and one that I really look forward to driving. So hopefully we can get through in qualifying and be in battles tomorrow.
Okay, fingers crossed for you, Darren. Thank you for your time. Jared Ryan.
Thank you so much. Like I said, that was the heat I was talking about, the heat in the ears. But such a cool car there that Darren Kelly's got. So Josh Love has got that Jasper Keys Big Duck Club After Hours Auto Sports. Always a good time. All right, spraying a little nitrous. Josh Love leaves the start, second to last driver. Let's see what Love's got. Transition, big initiation there by Josh Love. Good angle from him. Let's see him work it up higher. Yes, he does. Man, look at that angle there, Ryan. Well done. Let's see him snap over, pass that inside clip. I want to analyze that. I want to break it down. Looks like he got thrown offline on that second outside zone. Take a different perspective now. Fills that last outside zone. Could be closer. The transition past that first inside clip, going from the bank, the big outside zone 1 into inside clip 1. Let's take a look at this, because where he's at when he goes past the inside clip. That's walk us through it, Ryan.
Yeah, the inside clip is that's an area where you need to be at angle for the, pointing in the right direction at inside clip 1. So if you watch his car here, he transitions so early, it's almost like an opposite drift as he goes by. He's pretty much straight going by the inside clip. You're supposed to go by the inside clip with the front right corner of the car, and here you can see it's basically the side of the car going by inside clip number 1. Not exactly the way we want to see the attitude of the car by that inside clip. The back right of his car almost not hit, but came really close to the inside clip. So it's not ideal. Yeah, we'll just have to look at that individually from each judge. They all want to judge it, so we're gonna do that. But let's have a look at what our points are going to be.
All right, so the big thing here, Frederick Osbo still leads the pack, 91 points. One driver left, Beecham, to knock him down. That would be 3 points. Again, the gap coming in was 14 points between Matt Fielder, points leader, and Frederick Osbo in that Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. 14 points separate him. Well, Field, he's outside looking in as far as qualifying goes, because again, number 1 qualifier gets 3 points. Masayama currently sitting on 2 points, and then can't remember who's sitting there in third, but there are the points at stake. That's the competition points. That's for the win, second, and Sorensen currently sits in third. So again, the big thing here is if Beecham doesn't knock out Freddie, who sits number 1 in points, that gap of 14 points will get minimized to 11. All right, so here we go with Trenton Beecham. Josh Love with a 72. As a 72 for Josh Love. We have 7 incompletes, and right now I believe Darren Kelly with a 68. He was elaborating in the loud scenario. He would join those 7 incompletes if Beecham needs a 69 nice or higher in order to lock in being in head-to-head competition. All right, so here we go. Trenton Beecham, our final driver on their first 1 run and potentially done. Trenton Beecham, that Clonex LS-powered Ford Mustang. Clonex Nexon tire Ford Mustang. Now into that second outside zone, you can see him firing off. Lacking the angle, not exactly on the right line for Beecham. Takes out that inside clip, and we got sparks, we got flames, we got, holy cow, we got a whole fireworks show. That's an exclamation point of a way to end our first runs. So again, 1 run and done for some, but 8 drivers will re-rack them, stack them, and track them for their second qualifying run. But remember, keep in mind, we have 35 drivers. That means 3 drivers are going to be watching from the sidelines as we look at it again here, Lantain. Again, 69 or better locks them in for head-to-head.
Yeah, a bit of a step transition for Beecham. You saw him kind of do a flick and then still have to pull the handbrake to get the car at angle. Leaves outside zone 1 early, is on a poor line approaching inside clip number 1, and transitions too early for outside zone 2, and then not fully getting into outside zone 2, hitting inside clip 1, and then losing angle there, not getting even close to outside zone number 3. So definitely has some issues either with the car or just the setup in the car right now, not putting the car where it needs to be.
All right. So again, 1 run and done for some. And we will see, again, here's notable names that are guaranteed to be in the not-so-great 8. Chris the Force Forsberg sits 4th in points. He's going to have to take a second run. Kazuya Taguchi, winner earlier this year. Taylor Hull, Dan Burkett, Michael Essa, Dean Carnage Carney, Joao Barrion, who was on to a great start, and 1 driver. We'll find out. Is it Beecham? Is it Darren Kelly? Again, Darren Kelly sits on a 68. If Beecham has a 69 or higher, again, a 69 or higher, he is locked in. right, so awaiting in the wings, Darren Kelly, and scores are in, and look at this. With our final driver, a 63. Darren Kelly breathes a little bit of sigh of relief. He will see head-to-head competition, but Beecham, so again, so Frederick Osbo delivers. He needed to get that point jump, and he did, and insult to injury for Field, he gets that 3-point gap. Crazy. So Osbo, our #1 qualifier here at Irwindale, can he go back-to-back as a champion? Now the gap is close to 11 points separating Matt Field and Frederick Osbo. He'll be in that top left bracket. Who he's going to go against, TBD. But, all right, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, take a look at the bracket. 4 is down on the bottom right.
I don't remember, Jared.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm just trying to work out all these scenarios. So, again, you're seeing the incompletes. We have 35 drivers. That means 3 will be watching from the bleachers tomorrow night. When we come back, we will see our knockout qualifying in full effect. Thanks for joining us here at the House of Drift. This is the Type S title fight presented by AutoZone. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it is our not-so-great 8. Who's going to be in it to win it? Who's going to be watching from the bleachers? We'll find out when we return.
At Royal Purple, we develop synthetic lubricants that outperform on reliability, performance, efficiency, and sustainability. From the racetrack to the cul-de-sac, from on the clock to the ship dock. For the highest performance now and protection for the future. No matter what drives you, Royal Purple.
Performance starts with each individual person, what they want to accomplish with their vehicle. I spend a lot of time working on my vehicles. It's my peace and quiet. I started using K&N parts when I got my first car, and they've always worked really well for me. Obviously, performance parts should increase your horsepower, but you don't want to lose your reliability either. So performance has to be all the way around.
The first time you try Pedal Commander, you'll feel... Oh, yeah.
Welcome to round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We call this the Crossroads. Matt Field, the guy to beat, but right behind him, Frederick Osbo, Chris Forsberg, and then Ryan Turk sits in 4th.
It's go time. Let's do this.
These cars these days, they're so insane to drive. It's really difficult. You're kind of on the knife edge all the time.
Man, what a crazy event.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
Oh, we got contact. Oh, boy.
Priority right now is keeping everything together.
At Royal Purple, we develop synthetic lubricants that outperform on reliability, performance, efficiency, and sustainability. From the racetrack to the cul-de-sac, from on the clock to the ship dock. For the highest performance now and protection for the future. No matter what drives you, Royal Purple.
Formula Drift is brought to you by BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for gold. Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift, the synthetic expert. Rockstar, the official energy drink of Formula Drift.
And ready, turn right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Formula Drift Irwindale. We are in the midst of wrapping up this amazing season, and I have Adam LZ standing here with me. And Adam, when you finished your qualifying run, Chelsea Denofa came over, of course.
Thanks, Corey. Than Chelsea, but it's pretty cool to tie at this track. I had a little bit of shake-up in practice and wadded the car up. Both corners were completely destroyed, and the team got it back together. So it definitely screws with your brain a little bit, but I went out there, I kept it safe, and put down a lap that got me in. So I think we're in like 13th, which isn't bad.
Yeah, for sure. And you looked really confident out there. Would I be accurate in saying that?
Yeah, I was pretty confident, yeah.
Okay. And what's leading to that? Is it the setup? Are you feeling more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, these cars are animals on this track. The setup is amazing. Like, they've turned so many laps at Irwindale, and I think for me too, we had the double header here the first year that I did Pro 1, so it feels like I have 2 extra years at this track compared to some of the other tracks on the circuit.
Okay, and so dialing in the setup in the car as well, are you feeling like you're one with the car?
I wouldn't say one with the car, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great insight.
Yeah.
Adam, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Guys.
Lorette with all the info. Man, love that Lorette's here for qualifying. Normally we don't have her here, so I think it's just great insight. The drivers, you know, a lot of them seem to be cool, calm, and collected. LZ, the smile on his face says it all. We're ready to go. The not-so-great 8 that I've lovingly, it's knockout qualifying. Somebody asked me earlier, I did an interview, and they said, what's the hardest part? I said, trying to make everybody happy, from the fans and even to the drivers. Here we are announcing, you're judging, an unenviable job, but it needs to happen. Not everybody gets participation trophies, you know what I mean? We got carbon fiber trophies, and then we got the championship, the heaviest of them all.
When they asked me what the hardest part was, I said shutting up. Trying to jam too much talking into a short period of time.
You think so?
That's my problem. I just can talk and talk.
Really?
You want to talk, Jared? We can talk.
I'm good. All right, here we go. So Chris Forsberg, who's currently sits 4th in points, again, his alternator went out on him on a bank. He said that was the best initiation he's had on the bank today, and then it shut down on him. So, all right, he works his way to the top, taps the wall, and that all-new Nissan Z, the NOS Energy Drink Z. So we have 8 drivers, only 5 will in advance. Wow! Works into that second outside zone. Forsberg would love to be in the top 3. That's how I'd love to end it. Okay. Man, save some for the rest of us. Absolutely firing. I would say the only downfall was line on initiation. He eventually got up there. You kind of want to start and finish high up there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it again. You said you could talk, Ryan, so talk to me more.
There we go. I think that was his biggest error, like you said, not really getting high on outside zone 1. You can see he's below those dotted lines that we have there for the majority, and then when he does get up, gives the wall a little tap. Didn't disrupt him too much, but it did slightly. Coming by inside clip 1, pretty decent job there. I think he was off slightly on line, but great job going to outside zone 2. He shows a lot of confidence and a lot of commitment going in that aggressively into outside zone 2. Great angle through 2. to inside clip 2 to outside zone 3.
All right, here we go. Waiting for Chris Forsberg, the 64. Waiting for his score. And here it is coming in. So, all right, now he can't finish any higher than 28. So an 89 for Forsberg. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's right. So the highest any of these 5 drivers will be 28th position. So again, we're taking the not so great 8, re-rack those 8 drivers, and only 5 because our drivers list says 35 drivers. Do the math. So what it's going to equate to is 3 drivers will be watching from the sidelines. That's Kazuya Taguchi, the Up Garage ISR Performance. He won earlier this year. That was in Seattle? Seattle. Yeah, he absolutely, right? Seattle? Oh no, Kazuya Taguchi, oh, that's a belt, bro. Oh no. So Kazuya Taguchi, the belt coming off. So Kazuya Taguchi calls a competition timeout. But that hurts, man. That's a shock to the system. So NGK competition timeout, you get one and only one. Do spark plugs timeout? Of course they do. Hence NGK spark plugs. So high ignitability. Be sure to check out NGK spark plugs, as Kazuya Taguchi calls is NGK competition timeout. So no power.
Yeah, you can see Jerry walking over there with the belt in his hand. Definitely disappointed. They've just fixed the car after whatever happened with the dry sump issue, the oil. I don't know what happened there. Then the crash. They finally got it fixed, got him to the line, and then the belt comes off. So definitely a discouraging series of events. But you know, they're going to try to work on it, get it fixed, get him back to the line, take that comp time out so that he can get a second qualifying attempt on there, or an attempt in the second qualifying runs. Trying to get himself on track, get himself in the show for tomorrow's competition, because if he can't get this run down, because he forfeited the first run, he would not be in the show tomorrow. So this is do or die for them right now.
Oh man, so there is the 5-minute clock. Once they get hands on the car, that clock starts. So 5-minute allotment, NGK competition timeouts. There's Jerry Yang and the team working on the car. He's had a successful year. Kazuya Taguchi just unfortunately got into a fight with a wall. I fought the wall, and the wall, oh, that's a scratch. No way. Oh, Kazuya Taguchi knocked out. Well, I'll tell you what, some of the, he gave this signature throat chop. You saw that, we're out. All right, so Kazuya Taguchi is a scratch. Well, a couple of the other drivers are breathing a little sigh of relief, making their job a little easier. So now Kazuya and 2 drivers will be watching from the bleachers tomorrow. So Kazuya Taguchi, 0-0. We're cleaning up some oil. And again, with Kazuya losing what we think is the dry sump belt. So, all right, clean up the burnout box. We got a little oil. So Sopa on Europa be pushing that broom.
Putting that mustache to work right now.
Dude, I must ask you a question. All our Formula Drift staff here, they're rocking mustaches. What's the occasion for the mustaches? Tradition. When Formula Drift slides into Irwindale, the House of Drift becomes the House of Stashes.
Yeah.
This is the House of Stashes. Yes, how does it feel? 10,000 souls. All right, if you haven't caught the latest episode of Controlled Chaos, be sure to follow it and watch it. Rockstar Energy. As we are cleaning up the track, Controlled Chaos documenting the 2022 season of the Rockstar pilots that are Frederick Osbo, defending champion, and Ryan Turk. Welcome to round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We call this the Crossroads. Matt Field, the guy to beat, but right behind him, Frederick Osbo with Chris Forsberg, and then Ryan Turk sits in 4th.
It's go time. Let's do this.
These cars these days, they're so insane to drive.
Oh!
It's really difficult. You're kind of on the knife edge all the time.
Man, what a crazy event.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
Oh, we got contact. Oh boy. Priority right now is keeping everything together.
If we can come back for an interview with him.
You with Freddie, got a smile, signature smile on his face.
Well, guys, we are with Michael Midyett. He is the crew chief for Taylor Hull. And guys, there has been a complicated series of events to get him on the line. And if you will give us a rundown of what you guys have been experiencing.
So in Salt Lake, we got a new blower, and we tried to put it on. We had the wrong snout for it, so we went back to the other one. But we had to take it off 4 or 5 times that event. So I got here yesterday, and we got the new blower installed. Everything seemed good. We went to the drag strip, had some fun, and of course, today, our first lap, we throw a belt. And so we put another belt on, throw a belt again. And do it again. So we go through about 6 belts. And there's about an hour left of practice, and we had to make a hard decision to put the old blower on. And we got that done. Everything seemed fine. He went to go to a burnout before his qual lap. Perfect. But of course, right before his qualifying lap, it caught on fire. And after they cleaned it up, he blew the jack shaft belt off, which requires all the belts to come off. And it's just not something you can do in 5 minutes. So we just got it back together, and we're going to send it.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate all the explanation and the hard work that it took for Taylor Hull and the team to get on track. Hey, Michael, show us your hands. I mean, you guys have just, yeah, you are full of adrenaline. These guys were on the ground. They were working so hard. David Carey over here as well. So Taylor Hull now pulling to the line.
Lorette telling the unsung hero stories. See David Carey down there, photographer working with the Asphalt Anarchy boys. All right, so there is Taylor, full pull Hull in his Corvette. Again, got to the line. Fire was everywhere, and no, he's not making s'mores. He's trying to make some s'mores points as the comp cams Edelbrock. See the Liqui-Moly vehicle, Wild Willie's beard oil. Let's see what we got here for a full pull. Taylor Hull. Let's get a full pull now, bud. Again, Hull from Sonoya, Georgia. Let's see what we got. All right, Taylor Hull initiates into the bank. Nice job. There we go. That's the angle we're looking for. Full pull, Taylor Hull gets it. Oh, no! Shuts it down. Oh, man. Gutted. Taylor Hull shuts it down after leaving that outside zone 1. That will be an incomplete. So Kazuya Taguchi and Taylor Hull. One other driver will join them on the sidelines. Who will it be? Still up, Dan Burkett in the Rad Industries Gear Wrench Mark IV Toyota Supra, Michael Essa, Dean Carney in the Viper, Joao Barrion in the Vet, and Trenton Beecham. So, what a bummer. So the belt broke again. Mrs. Hull, Tamara, his wife, let us know. So Taylor Hull, just a great guy, lovable character, him and his family. Just a all-around good dude. Gotta love flying that Georgia flag, but just unfortunately, the belt being thrown again. Looks like some more fire. So unfortunate for him. So let's make sure there's no oil on track, see where he's at. He pulled off immediately, which is good. But we will check that out. Ryan, crazy turn events, pretty smooth. You know, outside of, we saw Taylor Hull's fire, little things here and there. You know, the wall claimed some victims earlier. We saw that photo of Justin Pollock pop up on our social media. So, hey, guess what? Join us tomorrow for game day, baby. That's right. The Type S title fight presented by AutoZone tomorrow, 2:45 for top 32. We have our break, and we're back 7 p.m. live, top 16. So tune in tomorrow when we come back. That's right. More Formula Drift action. Who's going to join the other drivers in top 32? Lasers are on. Smoke machine is screaming. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Deanna, Ryan Lantain, your tour guides. When we come back, more Formula Drift action. Formula Drift is brought to you by Air Force. Aim high. Type S, official lighting sponsor of Formula Drift. Lights, camera, power, fun. GT Radial, experience the performance.
Link is the engine management solution for champions the world over. We know what it takes to win. Pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Our tech support are performance specialists, available 24 hours and ready to talk one-on-one about your winning formula. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
How does one car going wild in the mall help us tell the GR story?
You're right.
We need more cars.
The Falcon Azenis RT660 is the enthusiast choice for ultra-high performance. Engineered for predictable handling and stability, the RT660 provides maximum traction both on and off the track. Your competitive edge has arrived with the Falcon Azenis RT660.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman, kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
When you have a lot of money tied up in your transmission and differential in your car, kind of like I do in this one, this is a must-have. Royal Purple Max Gear High Performance Gear Oil. Even under severe squeeze film conditions caused by sudden shock, extreme high loads, or low RPMs, Max Gear helps reduce bearing wear. I am pretty sure we put this to the test more than anybody else. Slippery, synthetic, and complete with Centerlick technology, Max Gear reduces wear and friction, which allows your gears to run smoother, quieter, cooler, and longer. Drift tested and ready for your gears. Royal Purple Max Gear.
I'm Nadine, the founder of Throttle, and I'm interested in getting into drift and finding out what kind of drift car do I need. So I thought I would ask professional drift driver Taylor Hall. So Taylor, I know that last year you were running a Cadillac, and this year you chose a Corvette. So how did you make that decision, and what do you think I should do? Should I go for like an S14, S15? What do I do?
So for us, to answer the first part of your question, I made that decision basically on support. So when I had the Cadillac, I or someone I contracted had to build everything for the car. You know, there is no YSFab that makes an angle kit for that car, or anybody really that makes anything that's directly bolt onto that car. So I definitely recommend
find a car that there is a lot of aftermarket support for. The reason I switched to the Vet is it has a ton of aftermarket support. Great basic platform chassis. It has a ton of mechanical grip straight from GM. This is their street race car. Obviously watched Matt Field have a lot of success, and he sort of figured out some of the growing pains with the car for everybody else and paved the way for Corvettes. And we're American guys, and we like the LS platform, so we're like, you know, that seems to be the choice for us.
So from what I hear, cost is a factor.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's something that you definitely need to consider when trying to determine what type of drift car you want to get. You know, realistically, and be honest with yourself, what's your budget? And another big thing that I recommend to anybody that asks me that question is, if you're just getting into drifting, don't build a car. It's not saying don't upgrade it, but don't buy a bare shell, and don't buy a car that's already running and tear it all apart and think you're going to make everything better. Buy a car that already at least runs and drives. And another good shameless plug, I'll say, is if you can't decide, come to Drift University. We've got 3 or 4 different cars. You can try them all out. We've got a 350Z, a BMW E46, a Chevy Corvette, and a Mustang.
So if people want to find out more about you, where can they go?
So first you can go to the Throttle app, of course, and then you can go on YouTube and search Taylor Hull. You can go on the website and look up the Drift University, and we're basically on all the social media platforms.
Awesome. So make sure you get in touch with them and you find out exactly what to do when you want to start drifting. Thanks, guys.
Laser FD. That's right. We got 5 more drivers. Got 5 more pilots. And one of those will unfortunately be joining Taguchi and Hull. The heat is on the streets. Party in the back. Radical Daniel. That Rad Industries Gear Wrench Mark IV Toyota Supra. Always a great looking car. Let's see what we got here for Rad Dan. No matter how good the car looks, he wants to look even better in head-to-head competition tomorrow. The Pedal Commander Burnout Box warming up those GT radial tires. All right, let's see what Rad Dan's got. Mark IV Supra. Pulling to the line. All right, clean up the track, and we are prepped to go. Matt Sopa saying, send it, buddy. All right, let's see what we got. Rad Dan. Pin it to win it. He initiates, he drops low in the bank, needs to get higher. At this point, it's still chaseable, but it's just offline. Now, looks like he gets into the position. Whoa, works into that second outside zone. Finds that really well done. Dials in, barely nicks that inside clip. Could be deeper on that last outside zone. So kind of start to finish, bookend, a lot of opportunity on that front end, but once you get a score on the board.
Nice initiation here, but then drops way down. Misses outside zone number 1 entirely. A little bit low angle near the end of outside zone 1 as well. As he transitions here for inside clip 1, good angle there, but then as he transitions back, you can see him withholding angle in the car. He wasn't letting the car rotate to the full angle that we'd like to see through there. Not fully filling outside zone 2, hitting inside clip 1, hitting inside clip 2. I don't mean hitting it as in attaining it, I mean hitting it as in physically making contact with it. And then not fully wide on outside zone 3 as well. So definitely some mistakes there from Dan Burkett. Need to clean that up for tomorrow if he wants to have success in tandem competition.
Oh man, unfortunate. ESSA is calling 5. All right. And so Michael ESSA is calling his NGK competition timeout. And he has to. He has to at this point. Dan Burkett waits to score. But ESSA, if you can recall, or if you're just tuning in, Michael ESSA was loss of power. I mean, 1,000 horsepower, under boost, all that. EULA's boost, That's NA. That's 300 horsepower. So what a bummer. So a 71 for Dan Burkett. So not guaranteed that he's in. All right, so the hypernft.io. So again, ESSA uses his competition timeout. Dean Carnage Carney pulls up to the line. The Dodge Viper lost his handbrake, goes, pulls, yanks on the brake, nothing. Fortunately, he kept it off the wall. That back right hit and saved it. So that was he got lucky there. Now he's going to need a lot more luck on his side. Let's see what the Irish pilot's got for us. This Dodge Viper, oh, he taps the wall. He does get a little out of shape, but continues on. Dean has just been such an aggressive driver this year. Fires off the SRT10 Dodge Viper. You see the attitude of the car just bouncing, hitting switches, and now approaches that inside clip. Right now, outside of that wall smash, it did affect the attitude of the car, but I think overall, man, he seems to have just this aggressiveness that really has come on strong this year. Let's take a look at it again. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
Yeah, he did a nice flick here to initiation, but didn't get the line quite right early on. You see a little bobble right there, a little wall tap that causes him to lose some angle, and then drops off line as he approaches inside clip 1. Bit of a lift there, I think, at inside clip 1. He didn't really stay on throttle as we'd like to hear or see through there. And then off of outside zone 2, decent job on inside clip 2. Not as much angle through there, but a decent job on outside zone 3 where he did have more angle. And there you can see the clock ticking for Mike Essa as his competition timeout. Time is dwindling down, but he is getting his helmet on, so maybe, is that a good sign?
I think that's a great sign. I mean, you know, the driver at this point has to get ready, has to get prepped, fire that thing up, get ready, and there you can see the arm restraints. Those are utilized for you know, when they don't have windows, so your arms don't go flailing if there was an incident. He's fired it up. That's a good sign. That's a great sign. You can see Lorette doing some dirty work down there. 76. So it looks like he will lock in. Dean will be in the show tomorrow because he has two. He is higher than obviously the 2 incompletes and the 71 of Dan Burkett. Here we go, Joao Berillon, the Monster Energy Barbarius Corvette. 8 drivers, only 5 will advance. And look at this. This is how he started on his first run, but when he snapped around on his transition, he overcooked it and burnt the meatloaf, but right now, looks like he holds on to it. Ma, what's she doing back there? Well done there by Joao in that second outside zone, tight to the clip. Could be a little tighter, and okay. Now we're cooking with fire. Literally, as the fireworks go off when he crosses that finish line, he needs to be better than a 71. So 72 or better will lock him in.
Joao's looking pretty solid here, looking comfortable in the car. Big flick to initiation. Got to angle nicely, and big angle early on in outside zone number 1, but then taps the wall and loses a significant amount of angle there as he transitions. You can see it's a step transition in and out from inside clip 1, so some deductions for sure there. A lot of left foot braking through outside zone number 2 where you can see some movement in the car, and as soon as he lets off that brake, you can see the car rocket forward. You can see he was really holding the car back there with his left foot braking. As soon as that brake light came off, the car rocketed forward, so we don't want to see that too much. We don't want to see the car's speed being controlled with the left foot brake. It's supposed to be used to sort of rotate the car and position it a little bit, but not slow it down that significantly. So that's something that might come into play tomorrow in tandem if he continues doing it.
All right, you can see Dean Carnage Carney thanking his guys, getting it together. So there he is. Fist bumps all around for the 43. All right, so getting some insight here from his team. Essa's having boost issues. He's raised the tire PSI, gonna try to make a run. He's gonna try to get it together. Let's see what he's got. He says tires are up and we're gonna pray. So let's see what we got. So right now, again, 72 or better gets you in the show, and 83 for Joao Berrion. Joao is in the mix. So Essa and Beecham. Right now, Dan Burkett, Kazuya Taguchi, and Taylor Hull, they're looking on the outside in. 72 or better guarantees you in the show. For Essa and Beecham, our final two drivers. Michael Essa, FCP Euro, Liquimolly. Bill Stein, the Enkei wheels on the corners, wrapped in GT radial rubber. Let's see what Michael Essa's got. Like he said, he's gonna just throw it in. Slay and pray. Let's see what we got here from Essa. You obviously see, could be higher. Just wants that 72, get it in the mix. Then find out where the gremlins are inside this vehicle, this BMW, the former champ that is the gentleman, Michael Essa. Second outside zone, hits that second inside clip, excuse me, in the final outside zone. Essa rips across a traditional start finish. Is that enough? Again, 72 or higher. We have 2 incomplete, 8 drivers in that not so great 8, 2 incompletes with Taguchi and Hull, and Dan Burkett with that 71. Bears repeating our final round of the 2022 season here at the House of Drift.
Yeah, I think his biggest deduction is going to come online in outside zone 1. You can see him getting the car to angle. He's in the zone early, but falls off. He drops down pretty low. His ankle's pretty solid through the majority of the corner, but line was definitely suffering there. He's off of inside clip 1. Good job on the rotations through there. The car's not significantly faster than, or as fast as you'd like to see. It's kind of lacking a little bit of that X factor maybe. He's driving the car very well. He's on throttle. He's committed everywhere, but there seems to be a little something lacking, and it may be due to the lack of power and the lack of ability to be stylish. You know, he just, like you said, wanted to complete a run. He wanted to get a run down and get some points on the board.
All right, here we are, Ron Baugh watching. How we doing? 777 style. Oh, look at this, a 76. A 76 for Michael Essa. So, again, Burkett on the bubble. 1 driver left, Trenton Beecham. You can see Taguchi Hull. So, again, it all comes down to this for Burkett. High fives, there's Michael. There's the team, high fives all around, and there's the Michaels. Just throwing his hands up like, all right, it worked, right?
I didn't have any grip, so I never loaded it up enough to like do a boost cut, I guess.
Did you hear him talking about, I never had any grip. That's wild. So he's just skating. Last driver, Trent Beecham, next in tire, Clonex. Let's see what we got.